Hey team, Laura here. It's an exciting morning in the Denver Whole Foods parking lot. It was a 4:45 wake-up call this morning, and I am off on an exciting adventure driving from Colorado to the Midwest to go on a 3-week Who Am I Without You performance tour. Woo! I've got my car packed up. As you can see, the laundry that's still drying from doing laundry last night. A bit of a scramble getting out of the house, as most things are. I've got some beautiful flowers from my sweet love and husband. I've got tons of food back there. Jackson's Honest potato chips have been my breakfast so far, in addition to lots of yerba mate tea. So stick around and I'll be sure to keep you clued in on the whole road trip adventure and behind the scenes of the Who Am I Without You performances. So excited! Yay! Hi, an update from the car. I don't know if you can hear this wind, but it is seriously the strongest wind I have ever encountered. It actually feels like what I imagined Dorothy felt like, where her whole house was picked up and thrown somewhere else. I'm only hoping that the Good Witch will be as good to me as she was to Dorothy. People are fighting against this wind to just try and walk. I really look forward to the day that Elon Musk makes some self-driving cars, because I would love to sit in the back right now and just read my book. I can no longer claim that my husband's the one who makes a mess in the car, because I've gone and destroyed things. I've been subsisting on tea and potato chips and chocolate brownies. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I know you raised me better than that. I'm looking forward to making it to my aunt and uncle's house tonight safely. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Hey everyone, it's 6:30 on Thursday morning. I made it in safely to Madison, despite having to drive through wildfires in Kansas, tornadoes in Kansas, flash flood warnings in Kansas, and a blizzard in Salida, and winds of up to 50 miles per hour the entire way. It was a crazy drive. I'm so glad to be here. Today is exciting because I get to attend a workshop with one of my favorite teachers named Flint Sparks, who's a psychotherapist and a Zen priest, and it's a workshop on facing our dying, which of course sounds a bit heavy, but usually these workshops are really enlivening, and I think that facing our dying is a way to learn to live more fully, and it really gets at the heart of some of what I'm doing right now anyway, so it'll be nice to receive from someone else. I haven't talked yet today. Getting ready for my performances. I'm practicing, rehearsing every day, still spending a lot of time on the computer getting things coordinate for other performances, so it's a really busy schedule, but I've decided that my mantra is, this can be easy and there's always enough time, because otherwise I stress myself out by thinking I don't have enough time to do everything. But I think that that's actually not true. I think there's always enough time, so long as I'm smart and a bit more centered about it. So that's what I've got going on today. Thanks for checking in with me, and I'll chat with you soon.
Hi friends, so I'm here in Wisconsin. I've been here for less than a week. Last night we had a phenomenal yoga and on grief workshop that my co-teacher Cassie and dear friend Cassie and I led, and it was really powerful. People were really raw. They were really willing to share a lot of stuff that was going on in their lives, and it was a phenomenal experience. To have brought together a community that already exists of yoga, but some new people as well. So that went really well. We had a wonderful snowstorm blizzard here last night, so it was pretty crazy getting out on the roads. I've been studying with this teacher named Flint Sparks for a little while. He's out of Austin, Texas, and he's a psychotherapist and Zen priest, and today I went to another workshop with him, which is really nice to be absorbing other people's materials as I'm sharing some of my own stuff. So I've got my performance outfit on. Woo! And I'm gonna be doing a little rehearsal here in a second by the cozy warm fire. I have a feeling it's not gonna be quite as warm when I perform tonight, but I'm gonna soak it up while I can. I've been, usually with performances now, I know it pretty well, but I like to let it unfold as it wants to each time. And so I do still rehearse for at least a week before a performance, and see how things feel. I made a couple changes this time, nothing too big, and I'm really looking forward to the performance tonight at the Crossing Church on University Avenue. So I'll check back in when we get there and we'll see how it goes. I have a feeling it's gonna be just what it's meant to be, pretty perfect. All right guys, I'll check in later. Hope you're doing well. So it's about 10 o'clock at night, and I just got back from my performance at the Crossing Church. It was a really lovely time. I'm just kind of reflecting on what transpired. It was a small group, small, cozy group. It was the first time I'd had college students attend, and that had a really nice and special layer to it. They bring a different perspective to things, and yet they have such depth and wisdom and knowledge at the same time. I really appreciated that. I've been learning quite a bit about sponsorship through this experience, and I'd say that the two things for you creatives out there that I'd like to share that I've taken away from sponsorship is, firstly, that no one cares about your creations as much as you do. So see how much you can still be a part of spreading the word. For me, it would have been marketing, getting people there. It was also a blizzard tonight, so it kind of makes sense that a lot of people didn't show up and there are other things going on. And the college campuses I thought would be a really easy place to target, but I actually imagine that they are overwhelmed by all the information that they're receiving all the time. And then the other thing about sponsorship is don't underestimate your value. And be clear when you communicate your value also. And that's hard. It's hard with art to put in creation, to put a price tag on it, but in some ways it's necessary. And we, as creatives, have trained people to expect creativity to be free. And in some circumstances that is appropriate, and in most, it's not. And it's our job then to re-educate people, and it can be challenging, and then you have to kind of stick to your guns in those uncomfortable conversations about what your needs are and what's going to make sense for you to be able to carry your art forward, because truly that's the energy exchange. It's allowing something to be able to continue, as opposed to somebody getting Hollywood rich off of something. It's being stable and putting our energy through the form of money into things that we want to keep going. But that aside, it was a lovely performance. It was possibly one of my best performances that I felt that way. The space was wonderful. The people were wonderful. They always are. And it was a huge gain. It was a huge accomplishment. And so I'm sitting here drinking my post-performance kombucha. This one's Kale Hallelujah. Kale Hallelujah. Now I get it. And then I've got 2 hard-boiled eggs too. I didn't really have dinner and my stomach was grumbling quite loudly in the circle discussion at the end. So I'm going to nourish myself, read a little bit of my book. I'm currently reading The School for Good and Evil. And then I'm going to go to bed. Sweet, glorious bed before I get in the car and drive to Minnesota tomorrow and the adventure continues. So my dear friends, good night. Farewell until next time. Hey everybody, it is Saturday the 18th. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope all is well. I went to last week, the 15th, Wednesday. Sorry, I was just listening to the hazard alert on my GPS. I really enjoyed going and chatting with some high schoolers. We did, I talked to some 9th graders and some seniors for about 2 hours and the 9th graders for about 30 minutes, and we did some mindfulness exercises in both situations, and it was so amazing. I really loved getting back into that mindset of what's it like to be in high school, what are the particular stresses and psychological pains that they have. And so we had some really great time together. I'd love to do more of that. And today is my big performance day at Eastview. Whoop, whoop. So I'll probably touch in a little bit later as I'm getting ready, but I'm off to breakfast right now with a friend who's been so paramount in helping me get a lot of my creative endeavors off the ground. He's endlessly supportive, and he was one of Scott's friends, and we've become pretty close since Scott died. So I'll check back in with you later as we get some flowers and get ready for the performance. Yay! It's really funny when you go to take a video and you accidentally end up taking a picture of yourself and you've got a face like... So I came back from breakfast. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My performance is at 7:30 tonight, and I'll go maybe about 5:30 or 5 to get set up to do the lights and the sound. It's not a whole lot of setup, but it's just nice to give us some extra time. The technical director, JJ Miller, will probably be running up and down, adjusting lights and coming down and helping me check it. And then a woman named Brittany Parker, my dear friend and a really good friend of Scott's, will be doing my emceeing, and she'll come early and we'll plan out what that's supposed to look like. Usually my husband Adrian does it, but he won't be here. What do I do on performance day to get ready? I had a lovely meeting with some friends. I went and I bought some flowers and things for a table outside so that people can feel welcome and invited when they walk in the door. I'm going to rehearse my performance. I almost always rehearse it every day of a show also, just to make sure I feel good about it, and so I can try out my outfit and the shoes and everything feels good. And I'll go on a little run. I'll eat some food. I'll shower, depend on how smelly I am. Otherwise, I might not shower, because sometimes my hair will behave more when it's a little bit greasy. And then I'll head over to Eastview and start unloading stuff and start getting ready. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited. There's so many people that I love and adore, and people who inspire me who are coming to this performance, and I haven't seen a lot of them in a long time. It's going to be so special. My dad's going to be there. We hung out yesterday, went to the zoo, and went out to Caribou Coffee, all the things that you do when you live in Apple Valley, Minnesota. This is really an amazing time. I'll check back in later. Bye! I'm setting up a test welcome table for the performance tonight. Got some flowers, got some lovely stones down there, a little hello, Scott's poster. There's a rose quartz heart, a quartz, and a geode, all from dear loved people in my life. Looks pretty good.
Dolphin.
Oh, what?
Yeah, when I grow up, I want to be a dolphin.
It is Wednesday. We haven't spoken since I had my performance. Ooh, there's quite a bit of glare. I meant to take you guys backstage and to show you some of the setup and all that we were doing, and I totally forget to do those kinds of things. I hope I get better over time with remembering to include you with what's going on. I think I get so wrapped up in the present moment, but the performance was amazing. There were 150 people approximately there. I was blown away. It was just the most amazing community, and people willing to share things that were, I mean, people always are, share things that are vulnerable, that are very specific from their lives in a way that benefits everybody who's there. My dad was there. It's the first time he's seen my performance. He was so supportive and so kind. I chatted with him yesterday, and it seems like the glow is still continuing on. It took me a couple days to be able to reflect on the experience, because I think I wasn't overwhelmed, but it was almost a reverent type of experience that I didn't want to put a whole lot of language around it. I couldn't even journal for very long about it. I just wanted to let it be and not have to define it in some way. which sounds kind of like a defiant teenager. I'm back now getting ready for my presentation Friday at a social workers conference about mindfulness techniques. It's a 3-hour workshop. I've never done something that long, or about mindfulness. The experience with the high schoolers was the first thing that I've done specifically teaching mindfulness, and I've done it in teaching yoga before, and I've studied it quite a bit, but this will be quite an experience. Adrian, my husband, has been really supportive in encouraging me to be my weird, unique self. And so there's going to be some costumes and there are going to be some characters at this workshop. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, my friend Cassie is coming from Madison, and we're going to co-teach some yoga workshops on grief, transforming grief, which we've done twice in Madison, and we're going to do 2 in Minnesota, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And that'll be wildly exciting. I feel like it only gets richer over time. It gets better over time. And then Monday night, I have another performance at the Prince of Peace Church, and then I'll take a day off. My husband's flying in to help me drive back to Colorado on Tuesday, and then we'll leave on Wednesday. Whew. Yesterday was my first day of starting to feel it, to feel the pressure, not pressure, no, the busyness, the pace. There we go. I started to feel the pace, and it's been fast, and my body is asking me to slow down a little bit. So I'm trying to listen to that and take things a little bit easier. Hence, I haven't gotten dressed for the day. The benefit of working from home. So today I'm going to be working on my workshop. I'm going to be writing I write for a couple of publications online. So I'll be writing some freelance articles, make some money. And then I'll be running around doing errands, getting ready to leave for the conference, which I'll attend the conference tomorrow, Thursday, and then present on Friday. It's all so good. This has been the most amazing tour I could ever imagine, filled with so much love. One of my favorite parts has been reconnecting with all sorts of friends from my past and who remain in my present. And one of them I just saw yesterday. We've known each other. She's probably the person I've known the longest in my life. And I haven't seen her for maybe 6 years, and she has a 2-year-old. All my friends are having the most beautiful, wonderful children, and their lives are completely turned upside down. And I love seeing that they've grown so much in the process, and they're so resilient, and they're amazing parents. I'm just inspired by all of them. And for my friends who don't have kids, I'm really enjoying spending time with them too. So community really just trumps everything and gives me so much energy to keep going. All right, friends, I'll check back in later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi, friends. It is the 24th. Today I did my first ever 3-hour mindfulness workshop at the MSSA conference, Minnesota Social Services Association, and it went really, really well. I wore costumes, I talked in funny voices, I sang, I did some storytelling, and people were so receptive, and they were so brave and bold, and they, a lot of people come in and out of the sessions, and they're usually an hour and a half, and then there are a couple that last 3 hours. I don't know why I'm talking loudly. I think it was because I was talking loudly all day long because I decided not to use a microphone. And a lot of people stayed. It was a group of there were thousands of people at this conference, maybe 55 or 60 people, and they stayed for the full 3 hours. They were such troopers, and we got through some good stuff. I always love what people have to share about their experiences and the different exercises and the different mindfulness practices and the guided visualizations, and then just experiences from their own lives. We talked a lot about judgment and what does judgment feel like in our bodies, and when is judgment a good thing, because it can be, and when is it a thing, why would we not want to judge some of the time, and how do we work with our own judgments to not only respect that everybody has their own experiences, but respect ourselves. The fact that we have a judgment come in and we don't have to judge ourselves in response, thinking that we're bad people for thinking that, is just sort of like, oh, well, there's that, and I don't have to believe that, and that's okay that it's there, because we're raised by humans and around humans, and we're all humans, which is another way of saying that we're all flawed. But anyway, we all sat in our mess and we talked about it, and we had a great time. And afterwards, I did my own little dance party in my room because I was just so full of energy, and now I feel like I am crashing. I am ready for a good big girl nap, and then maybe I'm watching a movie tonight because I haven't watched a movie. I just sat at Whole Foods for like an hour and read some of my book on Walt Disney, and it felt so good to rest. My body is looking forward to catching up and having a good night of rest. I always talk to you either in the bed or in the car. You're getting to see the quiet moments of my life. So I'll share some photos with you from that, and we'll check in soon. Tomorrow we've got a yoga workshop, the next day another yoga workshop, and then the third day another performance. And then finally, the fourth day, I get to go see a performance with some dear people in my life, Grease at the Chanhassen Dinner Theater. We'll stay posted. Woohoo! I wasn't even lying about sitting down tonight and watching a movie, except instead of, can you tell it's a Disney movie? Instead of popcorn, I got a bar of chocolate and I've got some tea on the kettle. Celebrate! Hello! Set off the dog alarm. Romeo, it's okay. It's just me. It is Monday, the 27th. I have my last performance tonight. This weekend, my friend Cassie was here. I meant to get some footage and photos again, but I didn't. And we did our 2 yoga workshops. One was in Lakeville, Minnesota, and there were 9 women. It was so powerful. Our first time coming into a studio that we hadn't been to before, a community that we didn't really know, and it went really well. And then the second one was in St. Paul. And that one we only had 2 people show up for, which we decided we need a minimum of 6, not for financial reasons, but because we feel like if there are only 2 people there when we're exploring some vulnerable stuff, there isn't really much of a buffer, and we need a kind of a minimum community to make it feel like a safe and valuable environment and experience for the people who are there. So we unfortunately had to turn them away. But Cassie and I have some plans for continuing our yoga workshops, and tonight is my last performance at Prince of Peace Church. I'm so excited to rest a little bit after this. It's been so good. I'm really looking forward to this performance. It'll be my first time performing at a church. And Prince of Peace has been really supportive, and I know some people that I know who are coming both for the first time and for the second time. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to taking a hot bath and resting and sleeping. One of my favorite things, I've said this before, but has been seeing friends and spending time with loved ones this trip. It's been remarkable. Last night I went with some girls to see Beauty and the Beast. Oh, it was so good. I feel very nostalgic today. All right, friends, I'll check in later. Love you guys. Bye. I'm in the guest bedroom where I'm staying, getting ready for my performance tonight. Just did my hair, a little French braid action, a little bit curl. Chose the red dress tonight to go to Prince of Peace Church, and I've got some tan shoes to go with it. I'll do a little bit of rehearsal, get some makeup on, probably drink a little yerba mate tea. I'm feeling my energy wane a little bit near the end of the day, and head on over. Woohoo! Tonight was my last performance on my Midwest tour. Woo! It was at Prince of Peace Church. There were maybe 50, 55 people there. What? Such a good group of people. Some people from my life, my childhood. By childhood, I mean like high school. And then people from this amazing community, this church, they really supported me and brought together an amazing event. Jody, who helped me organize the event, was beyond a dream, and everybody there was so sweet, so kind. The oldest population that I probably ever had in one sitting, and so a completely different perspective, different conversations, and very uplifting and hopeful. I am going to bed. I've got my lavender oil being diffused into my room. I'm gonna sleep so well, and then my sweet husband is coming in tomorrow, and we're gonna drive back to Colorado starting the next day. It has been such a trip. I'll check in when I have a bit more faculties. It's a little late at night right now. You guys, I'm so excited. Life is so good. Yes! Hey everybody, I'm back in Salida after my amazing trip throughout March to the Midwest. It was the most amazing tour. I couldn't have asked for anything more. I'm so grateful for all of you who were able to come out and attend the performances, or the yoga workshops, or cheer me on, or smile at the updates and the pictures. I cannot wait to plan something like this again. A huge success. I love you all so much, and stay tuned for more updates. Woohoo! Little town, it's a quiet village. Every day like the one before. Little town full of little people pulling into Caribou. Caffeine, 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 caffeine.